Hi friends! I don't know about you, but I am very ready for spring. In the last video, I showed you how to draw some spring flowers, and in this video, I'm going to show you a few different ways that you can color your flowers. I'm going to be using watercolor paints, crayons, markers, colored pencils, and you can also use those markers to make your own watercolor paints if you don't have any. The first method I'm going to show you is with the watercolor paint. Let's get started. I'm going to be painting my daffodil with watercolor paints. So the colors I need for this are yellow and orange. Get your brush wet first, and then you're going to want to get your colors wet. If your colors are a little bit messy, you can clean them off by getting your brush nice and wet with water, swirling it around in your paint, and then putting it back in the water. I'm going to start with my yellow paint. So I just need a little bit of yellow on there. I don't want too much. And I'm going to paint nice and gently the yellow leaves of my daffodil. Now daffodils actually come in a few different colors. They can be all yellow, they can be yellow and orange, they can even have some white in them as well. So I'm going to start off with the yellow. And then I'm just going to do a little bit of yellow on that inside. Now I'm going to come back in with my orange, and I'm going to do the inside here of my daffodil orange and do a little bit on the edge. Now with a clean brush, I'm just going to spread out that color a little bit. Finally, come in with a tiny bit of green for my stem. And I'm not using a lot of water. Very controlled, staying inside the lines to make my daffodil. The easiest one to do with any media is the daisy. I'm going to do this one in watercolor as well, just because this is what I have out at the moment. You just need some yellow for the inside of your daisy, and some green for the stem and the leaf. You don't need to put any colors on the petals because daisies are naturally white. For the tulip, I'm going to be using colored pencils. Tulips are really interesting flowers because they actually come in a lot of different colors. Typically, you find tulips in different shades of pink, yellow, orange, purple, red. You can find them in multiple colors where the tulip is a little bit pink and also a little bit orange, or mostly red and have a little bit of white in them. So they're all different kinds of tulips, which are really, really neat to look at. And in a different video, I'm actually going to talk about tulips a little bit more in depth. This tulip is going to be red. So I'm going to use my red colored pencil, and I'm going to start coloring around the outside edges of my tulip. And I'm going to be a little bit dark with it. I'm not pressing too hard, but I'm not too worried about that inside just yet. Now I'm going to color inside my tulip, but as I do that, I'm going to start coloring with lighter pressure, just a little bit. Do the same on the other side. Color dark around the outer edges and have it fade in as I get closer to the middle. For the back, I'm going to do the same. Have it fade down and get lighter. Then I'm going to come in with some greens. Darker on one side, if you'd like. And a little bit lighter on the other. And there you have a tulip. For the lily, I'm going to be using markers. Now, lilies also come in a lot of colors as well. This lily I'm going to be coloring is going to be a tiger lily, so it's going to be orange and yellow with a green stem. So I'm going to start with my orange. And I'm just going to make little lines. You can absolutely color in your entire petal however you'd like. But sometimes to me markers can be a little bit harsh with the color, so I like to keep it a little bit softer. By holding the marker further back by the cap, you can actually have a little bit less pressure. making it easier to color a little bit softer. Now I'm going to come in with that yellow and color right around those edges. You could also color with marker and then come back in with maybe crayon or colored pencil. Finally, I'm going to color my stem. And there I have my lily. For my iris, I'm going to be using crayons. Now, irises also do come in a few different colors, but typically they are purple. They have some white and some yellow to them as well, along with a green stem. So to start my iris, I'm going to actually start with the yellow first. And the yellow is typically right in the middle of the flower. Now, I'm kind of drawing like these weird little spiky lines on all the petals. Then I'm going to come in with my purple and nice and lightly, right around that, I'm going to add my color. Now if I want to get a little bit darker around the tops, I can. I have two purples here, so I'm going to be using both of them. One's more of a violet color. Finally, I'm going to come in with that green for my stem. And there I have my iris. I have drawn some tulips in a pot and some flowers in a vase, and I will show you really quickly with some watercolors how you can color in yours. Now, you're more than welcome to skip around in this video if you'd like to look at a certain coloring method. I know it's a little bit long of a video, but I really wanted to pack in all those different medias for you to see. So for my flower pot, I'm going to start with some brown. And with a wet paintbrush, I'm going to gently come in on the side here. Now, I'm not painting the whole thing. I'm going to then come in with a just a wet paintbrush with no paint on it, and I'm actually going to pull that color right around, following the shape of my pot. If I need a little more paint, I can come back in with a little bit more. Top edge right here with a little paint on it. I actually really do like to leave a little bit of white space when I'm doing watercolors, especially with these spring flowers. I like it to be nice and light, really airy. Come in for that dirt. I'm going to go a little bit darker on that. These tulips, I think this time are going to be purple. Come in with a nice dark line. Clean off my brush. Let that color spread out. A little paint goes a long way. And if you want your color to be darker, all you need to do is add a little bit more. Come in with that green for my stems and my leaves. And there I have a pot of tulips. I'm going to show you quickly how to paint the vase on this one, and I'm not going to do the flowers because, once again, you can choose any media you'd like for that. For this vase, I'm going to show you how to make it so as if the vase was clear. And for that, you're going to need some blue. Very little bit of blue and a lot of water. You're going to come in much like you did with the brown around the edge. Then you're going to use a wet brush Just spread out that water, leaving some white spaces. If you need a little bit more, come in with a little bit more. And there you have a nice glass looking vase. Now, you can extend your stems down in if you'd like, or even draw that table line so you can see it through the background. I hope you have a lot of fun with this project, guys. I showed you lots of different medias and lots of different methods on how to make your flowers. So I can't wait to see what you create. Good luck, guys.